Wow, what a result that is. It's not one we was expecting. After the performances of the previous two games, I honestly feared the worst. But to be fair, we have over the last few years become a bit of a bogey team for them. So you kind of always think in the background there might be a chance. So my prediction of the game officially was that we were going to nick it 1-0, because I never like to bet against my team in that kind of situation. So I did think, we might nick something out of it, but more in hope than expectation, if I'm being really honest. But so much to talk about in that game. I actually made some notes of things that because I don't normally do that, but I thought I'd make some notes so that I don't kind of miss anything out, because there was a lot really going on in that game to kind of to get your teeth into and to kind of comment on. So Kane's performance, it probably is the first thing on my list. Being called out by the media as one of a really good individual performance, and we've come to see that over the years from Kane, that he can do so much. I've said many times about people calling out that he needs to be in the box more. He needs to be in the box, all the time. That's where he should be. He's the striker, blah, blah, blah. But he does bring so much to the team. The fact that he can kind of go that little bit deeper and provide them passes that he does. The pre-assist for Kulusevski's goal was, sublime. I mean, you could see he looked. He didn't just pass that blindly. He looked, he saw it, he made the pass. And, with Man City having such a high line, that's giving someone like Sonny all that space to run into. I was a little bit surprised that he didn't just bury that himself, but instead kind of, played it across to Kulusevski, who, calm as you like. I mean, how can you stay that calm in front of goal like that and placed it through the defender's legs straight in there? I mean, what a fantastic goal. And, well worked by the team. Really impressive to see on the counter to put it away like that. So, I don't think you can knock Kane's contribution when he does drop deep. The biggest problem there's been no one else to put the ball in the back of the net, with Sonny being a little bit off par these last sort of, this season. Really, he's not really set it alight this season yet. So for him to kind of, get into that, really showed that the benefit when Kane does drop that deep, that he can kind of turn it around like that. So overall performance from Harry Kane, absolutely immense and great to have been called out. Obviously, all the pundits are going to go, he's put himself in the market and he's showing Pep what he could have had and blah. That's bullshit. At the end of the day, the guy's playing the game. He's clearly enjoying his football a little bit more under Conte, and that's what you get. When you've got happy players who can see a future and can see, opportunities coming, will play, better football. Absolutely. Moving on, Kulusevski. God, that guy's name's going to kill me. Played really well. I mean, his first sort of 20 minutes of play in the previous couple of games, he was getting called out as too slow, no good, blah, blah, blah. He'd been written off already. But actually yesterday he kind of showed what he's all about, He was able to get up and down the wing. He was able to put the crosses in, something that we've really been missing. He bagged himself a couple of assists and a goal. So, I mean, you can't have a better full debut than that, to be honest with you. But obviously disappointing to go in 1-1 at half-time. Looked to me like a Lloris error again. Ball played in at pace. You would want him to grab that or knock it out of play or something from that perspective. Hits him straight in the chest. He misses the ball, comes back out to Gundogan, who buries it. And then you're fearing the worst, And from then on, it was literally a siege. I'm not going to sit here and go we outplayed City or whatever, because that's not the case. We were under siege, and to be honest with you, I'm sitting there watching it through my fingers like this, and I was actually out in public watching it in a club round the corner from me, with my son and a couple of friends, getting barracked by Man United fans, Liverpool fans, and any other club fans that happened to be in there. But the guys gave as good as they could get. Me, I was a little bit more quiet, because I've been here long enough to know that having a lead in a game against City in 5 minutes doesn't mean the game's over, and clearly it wasn't. So disappointing from that perspective. Obviously, again, great goal from Harry to get us back in front. It was a smash and grab kind of performance, but again, great goal, assist from Sonny, puts them 36 goal assists contributions between the two of them. That equals Lampard and Drogba, I think. So and they've still got opportunities to come. So if they carry on like that, they're going to smash that record for sure. So good to get back in front, and then obviously you get the offside, which that kills you, doesn't it, when you see that? Because I was cheering, but in my back of my mind, I'm thinking that was tight, and it was tight, but clearly offside, and so we kind of have to go with that decision. But the penalty for me, that's the thing that really pissed me off, because I'm watching a video, fans' reactions video, fans TV, I think it is. So it's pretty good if your team wins, not great if your team don't win. And they've shown all the Man City fans or supporters of Man City, whether they be Arsenal fans or whatever as well, I'm not really sure, but their reactions to it, and they're calling out, absolute stonewall penalty, and it's a penalty all day long, and I'm like, mate, what are you watching? Because Romero's going down, he's on the slide going down. What's he supposed to do? Where's he supposed to put his hands? You go down, your arms go in the air, so something like that is going to happen. So but I was disappointed with that penalty decision, absolutely. But if it goes for you, you're going to take it for sure, right? So it was good, it was good to what with one respect, because it gave us some extra time to play, and of course that's when you're fearing the worst. I'm absolutely 2-2. I'm thinking, oh, here we go. Here's extra time. They're going to nick it right at the end. Blah blah blah. And then we go across, and almost identical to the disallowed goal. Kulusevski again plays it in. Harry Kane header ahead of Walker, which you love to see. Bang, bottom corner, and the crowd goes absolutely mental. And in the club, we were going mad, giving them plenty of stick. So absolutely brilliant result ultimately. The difficulty around it is obviously losing against Southampton, losing against Wolves. That's where the problem lies, right? You've got to beat those teams so that when you get a result like this, it really means something. Because it doesn't mean anything. We haven't won the league, we haven't won a trophy, we haven't done, all it does is keeps us in touching distance, and it's another 3 points on the board, right? So it's nothing from that perspective, but it's something that nobody's really expecting you to do. So, ultimately, you've got to be happy with the 3 points. You've got to be happy with the result. City fans calling out Tottenham as anti-football. I'm sorry, but nah. No. When you're playing against a team like Man City or Liverpool or someone from that perspective, you've got to play to your strength that's going to actually give you the result that you need. We're not here to give it away and make it attractive so you really enjoy yourselves, mate. We're here to try and win the game. So I'm really not having that we play anti-football. That's not the case. I thought we played counter-attacking football and tried to defend as well as we could to try to keep out a superior side with superior players, and that's the way it works. I was really concerned when when they changed Emerson for Doherty. I've got to be honest with you, because whilst Emerson is not having a great time, for me, Doherty is even worse. I think he's really poor. For me, he's one of them that needs to go, because I just can't see him really stepping to the level that we need. And I still think there's a lot of question marks under Emerson. So we'll see where that pans out. Sessegnon as well. I didn't have a particularly good game for an attacker. He's playing the ball back far too often for me, and that's not really helping the situation. You need him bombing on and putting crosses in, and he's not getting anywhere near that. And that might not have been the best of games to be able to do that. And I understand why he's in the team, because Region has got COVID, so obviously he couldn't play. Last couple of bits really just to pick up on extra time. Injury time. 9 minutes. I'm not sure where they even got the 7 minutes from that we were supposed to play, but then to play on for another 2 minutes on top of that kind of smacks of, we're going to keep playing until City get an equaliser, which obviously didn't come. So yeah, there's got to be question marks over that. I don't know where they're getting 7 minutes from, because for me there was not that many injuries, there was not that many substitutions and that would push it up to that kind of level. I've never really seen that kind of level before. And the last thing I just wanted to touch on was the videos going around of the fourth official looking absolutely distraught that Tottenham had got that scored that goal. His face was an absolute picture, and I'm sure you've all seen that going around on social media. So absolutely hilarious to see that. But having won at City, that's one thing. What we've got to do now is we've got to go ahead and we've got to beat Burnley, and then we've got to beat Leeds. Because if you don't pick up those results, then this result doesn't mean anything. So you've got to get it in perspective. And there'll be tough games, because there'll be teams that will sit and have a low block. They will be difficult to break down. But somehow we've got to grind out those results, because if we don't, then this result is just another one of those nice results to have had. Something to brag about against Man City fans, that we did the double over them this season. But hey, the objective isn't just to beat Man City. The objective is to get at least into the top four. The objective is to try and win the FA Cup. That's what we've got to look forward to. That's what we've got available to us. So that's what we've got to go for. So it's great to have that winning mentality back. Last video I said we was expecting cheers and we ended up with tears. This week we was expecting tears and ended up with cheers. So a bit of a turnaround. So great to have that. But as always, win, lose or draw, we're going to keep on supporting. So you know what we say? Up the Spurs.